Okay, seniors, so yesterday the video I uploaded to YouTube had to do with writing your thesis statement. Today we are going to look at hooks and attention grabbers. So this is going to be the first sentence of your introduction. It's a very important sentence because it captures the attention of the reader. In this case, it would be me. They call it a hook because it pulls in the reader and allows them to have a connection to the rest of what you're going to say. It's important to consider who your reader audience is before you decide which attention grabber that you're going to use for your essay. So, because I'm the reader, I have a variety of academic hooks or attention grabbers that you can use to start your essay. So as I scroll down here, we're going to look at the very first hook that you can use, and this hook is a definition. A lot of people find definitions to be dry, and they can be, but if you can find a definition that fits the deep theme of what your particular topic or thesis statement will be, then I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, sometimes people like to say, in the Webster's Dictionary it says this, or in Encyclopedia Britannica it says this. But instead, let's try and paraphrase or write your own unique take on a definition. There's a couple of things here though. So when you find a definition that you think fits your particular topic, you need to make sure that this sentence is in italics, and at the very end of your first sentence, after you write your definition, you're going to use a footnote so that you can cite it later when we put together the works cited pages. So, for example, here's one on the screen. It says, when we intentionally make false statements, we lie. Lies are regarded as sins, vices, transgressions, and immoral offenses. So the writer of this says that lies are regarded as sins. They don't use the specific definition from the dictionary, but they paraphrase it and make it their own. And that's what I recommend doing so that it gives more knowledge and purpose to what you're doing. Here's another one. Business is more than just an exchange of funds for goods or services. So that's another example of a definition if you were going to write about business, something to do with business. Second, here is another hook that you can use. It's a quotation. If you use a quote, make sure that it's relevant to your topic, the background information or details, or your thesis in some way. Otherwise, it doesn't connect to your thesis and it doesn't make much sense to the reader. So here's an example. The playwright George Bernard Shaw provided us with the memorable definition, those who can do, those who can't teach. Or you could use something like, the film director Woody Allen took the definition one step further. Here's another one. Those who can't teach, teach Jim. Everyone has heard the old saying, time flies, but I never expected the truth to be so literal. So you can use a quotation. Make sure you include a footnote at the end so that we can add the author of the footnote in your works cited page. So that's another way that you can build a hook, is by using a quotation. So next, we're going to move on to a little known or a striking fact. Now this can be beneficial for you to use because it gives the reader an interesting fact about the topic. And it might make your reader more interested and want to read more of what you're writing about. For example, a cockroach can carry more than 40 different pathogens that could spread to humans. Or, of about 3 million youth that are injured every year playing sports or participating in recreational activities, only 25% are treated in hospital emergency rooms. So you could look up facts about whatever your particular topic is. Maybe you're writing your topic about homosexuals in the military. Or maybe you're writing about how the national military budget in America is too high. And you could find a fact about that to use. Next, another attention grabber, and this one's pretty popular. I've seen a lot of these over the last few semesters. A statement of opinion that you intend to challenge. No one can resist a bit of fair and healthy conflict when writing. If you can challenge the reader's understanding of the world without alienating or separating them from their beliefs, you have a good chance of getting their attention quickly. Canadians cling to 3 myths about their country. So that's a good opinion, because if you are a Canadian, you might get riled up a little bit about that statement. Or most people think that writing is something that only those with a born talent can ever do well. If you consider yourself a writer, this might challenge the reader's understanding of what a writer is. So that's another example of a statement that you could use. Next, you could do number 5, an interesting incident or an anecdote. Anecdote that's related to your subject. An example of an incident or anecdote could be, at the supermarket where I work as a cashier, I classify my customers according to how they relate to me. Now, remember, in your essay, you would have to take these personal pronouns and you would have to change them to an incident that happened to someone else outside of you, because you can't use personal pronouns. Number 6, why is your topic worth reading or writing about? Not every essay needs to start like a Dickens novel. Sometimes a general statement that pinpoints the key issue, fact, or observation that led you to choose your topic in the first place can be important and can interest the reader. Students face all kinds of problems when they start college. Some students struggle with, and this could be good if your topic had to do with why some students don't do well in college, and you would have 3 reasons. Students don't always remember what they were told at orientation. There's another example. Alright, next, a question that will be answered by your thesis or that will catch the reader's attention. So you can use questions at the very beginning of your essay as a hook if it's going to grab the attention of the reader. An example could be, have you ever stayed up all night to study for an exam only to sleep through your exam the next morning? Or, why shouldn't everyone have access to free dental care? And that would be a great question if you were going to be writing about how maybe you thought everyone should have free health care, or everyone should have free dental care across the country. So that is a great way for you to be able to write your hook. So I have a few more I wanted to go through. I've just opened up a PowerPoint that I've been working on over the last few years. Most of you have probably already seen this one already. But there are some sample questions for you to avoid that you don't want to use as the hook. So you don't want to ask questions that don't motivate the reader to think critically about what it is that you are writing about. Here's some examples of meaningless questions or questions to avoid. Do you like Christmas? I do. Right? So that doesn't motivate a reader to think deeper about the particular topic. Plus, you can't use personal pronouns anyway, such as I. Next, do you have a favorite season? Well, I do. Same thing. There's no critical thought, and personal pronouns don't belong in your essay. Have you ever wondered why people have different traditions? Well, I'll tell you. Right? There's no deeper critical thinking, and there's a personal pronoun "I'll" in there. So you want to make sure that you leave that out. Now, remember, if you open with a quotation, it should probably be a quotation by someone that is well known, meaning that they have an identity in the popular consciousness of our country or the world. Because sometimes if you use a quotation by someone that isn't really relevant in the field of what you're discussing, then it doesn't give credibility to your hook. And it's important to have that. A penny saved is a penny earned. Benjamin Franklin. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, Bing Crosby. Or, here's a great example. John F. Kennedy once said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Today's Americans have forgotten Kennedy's message. We expect our country to take care of us, but we are not taking care of our country. You can make a bold statement, like we said before, but remember, when you make a bold statement, it's meant to cause some people to disagree with what you say. So you want to say something that can relate to some people, but not everyone, so that the other side can have conflict with what you're saying. And a bold statement also sets the tone for your essay. As someone who has clear and concise thoughts and has credibility in the particular topic that you're talking about. But here's some tips. There are certain phrases you do not want to use in your first paragraph, especially in your first sentence, but in your paragraph as a whole. In this essay, it's overly cliche. It's been used too much, and so find a more clever way to introduce your topic. I'm going to tell you I will write about, the first reason is, the second reason is, right, it makes the essay too formulaic and too predictable, and that can become boring to the reader. So over the next few weeks, we'll be building these thesis statements, hooks, background paragraphs together. So make sure that you guys are emailing me if you have any questions. You can also go to Google Docs and start writing your thesis there. And after you do, remember to share it. After you get your hook done, remember to share so that I can see that you've sent it to me so I can look at it. So there's clear. Here's the 3 rules that I want you to remember as you're writing your hook. Three rules. You can take a picture of this particular screen if you want. You need to get the reader's attention. You need to present your topic and your purpose, and then you need to find a way to connect to your audience. Otherwise, you're going to have struggles with being able to build your belief in your paper by the reader. If you are going to use a definition, remember you need to put it in italics, and you need to insert a footnote. I can show you how to do that if you do not know, if you email me. Remember, if you use a quote from a famous person, I would like for you to put it in italics. Make sure to have a footnote for that also. I'm hoping, today's Wednesday, I'm hoping by Friday that most of you will have your hook done and have been thinking about your topic and thesis statement. I know it's going to take a few days for you to prep all this together and with your other classes. And all of you are working from home, so it's a new experience for you, as well as for me. School has been sanctioned to stay closed until April 10th. It could go on further, we don't know yet. But make sure that you guys are staying with your work. The main reason for this is because you guys need to make sure that you're keeping your GPA high, especially the few of you who are planning on applying for scholarships to schools or have already applied to scholarships. So if you have any questions for me, really make sure that you are staying with your work and getting it done. So, you guys, I'd like you to have a great afternoon. Remember to check in each day. I'll have more videos. And actually, I will be uploading this PowerPoint as well as the PDF that I was looking from earlier to the school's website. So if you need to open it up as you are developing your hook or your thesis statement, then you will have clear access to that, and I will be able to help you if you need it, if you email me. So have a great day. I will be posting another video tomorrow to keep the ball rolling here. So I'll do my job, you guys do yours, and let's get you graduated in this semester. So have a great day, guys.